Hello guys, come with me with building this raccoon habitat. So let's get into it. Hello guys, welcome back, and today we're gonna build for the amazing intelligent raccoons. So yeah, I think this is our first little not yeah our little omnivore in this project because we had some livestock and wolves. Not really sure if I skipped something. I think so. But our first little omnivore. Yeah, raccoons are very intelligent animals because why I have no clue, but they're very intelligent, so that's why. And the thing is, I'm not really sure if if it's not in English, but in my language, raccoon is wasbeer, and that means wash, bear. I'm not really sure where the bear part comes from, but I know where the wash part comes from, because raccoons, they wash their food, of course. I'm not really sure why they wash their food, but I know that that they wash their food, and that's basically the name, I think. And we can see in this build that I started out with like the indoor, with like the shelter, but I wasn't really happy with the angle, with the angle of the shelter. So I changed it up, and I kind of moved because first I wanted to have like a angled shelter, but then I thought, why? Because I'm I'm making myself way too hard, so that's why I make it rectangular. Um, but yeah, you can see that I was kind of like making the entryway for the raccoons, and and it actually looks very nice, if I say so, because I made those kind of holes, and then with those holes they can enter the building. But what I discovered is that the twilight pieces aren't climbable, so yeah, the indoor is kind of not usable, but it looks for the aesthetic reasons, it looks very pleasing to the eye. So for the aesthetic reasons, it works, but not they can't climb. So that's a pity. But I'm not really sure if animals really use the in this game. They don't really realistically use it, but it looks realistic. So that's kind of the way I'm going with it. It doesn't have to work, it just needs to look realistic. Well, of course, the habitat has to work because otherwise I can't place animals. But yeah. So yeah, let's get back in the topic from, I think, a previous video, maybe 2 videos back. But that was the topic. If you're just joining in, just look at this video. I think it's the mood one or the. I'm not really sure. Or maybe no, not even a moose one. That's too far back. The Alpine Ibex one, I think. But yeah, I was talking about the Planet Zoo 2, or that they aren't gonna bring out a new game, or that they are gonna bring out a new game, but then they're gonna bring out a lot of animals. And my opinion didn't change, but my reason of thinking changed a bit because of Rudy Rankamel's new video, like Don't Bottle It, I think, the thumbnail or something, where he talks about that Frontier can't bottle or like can't mess up their new release, or that they can't mess up, like if they're gonna bring out a new game, that they can't mess that up, because when they mess that up, well, you're gonna have a topic and you're just gonna lose so much. Like, it has such a potential, Planet Zoo 2, and if you bottle it and you mess it up, yeah, that's really, well, that's not that nice actually, because we all want a new game. Well, we don't really all want a new game, but we want, like, well, we can say that Planet Zoo is a bit outdated. That is what we can say. That's what we can say. Planet Zoo is getting some signs of outdatedness, not, but you can see that with compared with the other frontier games, that yeah, it's lacking some newer stuff. So if they bring out a new game, that's gonna open more creativity for people, more availableness, maybe more pieces, more like maybe easier to build. Well, we will see what's gonna happen. But yeah, uh, yeah. So the thing is, I'm very happy if they're gonna bring out a new game, but then I'm not sure if they're gonna release a big last pack, because why would they release one big pack? Because then that means that they need to transfer all the animals, and yeah, I'm not really sure if they're gonna transfer all the animals or if they're gonna take like little popular animals, because if we lose like a what's like a not huge, if we lose like a Himalayan brown bear, I'm not really sure if people are gonna be like, no, the Himalayan brown bear, that's my favorite Planet Zoo animal. I think people are gonna be, well, yeah, we lost a species, but I think it's not gonna be that like that thing. There aren't gonna be people that's gonna hate the game because they lose a Himalayan brown bear. We have some species that nobody actually uses, and that's maybe why there are some species available that Frontier can remove and not go over in another game. But there are some species that people maybe want to transfer to another game. Maybe people want to transfer species, but not like the model that they are in now. You really don't know what people think of, you know. So I think there are some improvement points, but also some points that can stay the same for me. I'm not really sure what those points are. Well, I like the weather. No, the weather system for me is okay, but not like the sunlight, because I know that a lot of people have trouble with the sun, and that they can't get like good lighting. And yeah, that's a pity, of course, because you want good lighting for your thumbnails or to work in, because now there are like a lot of parts from a habitat that are like that you can't really look at night, so there are a lot of shadows in your way. So, and sometimes you need to build against the shadow, and that's what I hate. But that's kind of it. And yeah, let's get back to the build. So yeah, you can see that I started out with placing the mud walls. I missed them. I actually didn't use them for a little while, and so I'm really happy to work with them again, because I'm not saying, well, it looks nice, of course, and it's also, I'm not saying it's an easy way, but it's a easier way to make a background, and like a that you don't have to do a whole mountain, or you don't have to do a lot of like, you don't have to place a lot of foliage to make it look better. So yeah, I really miss them actually. So yeah, I also made the guest viewing from a concrete wall and the Indonesian piece, and I think it looks really nice actually. It's like a lower it's like a lower fence thing with like 3 viewing points, and I think from one viewing point you can see like the whole habitat. So I think it turned out great actually. So you can also see that I added like a little river in, because of course, yeah, raccoons wash their food, and yeah, they wash their food. I still don't know why, but yeah, maybe I needed to do a little research actually. But yeah, they wash their food, so I think it's very important for them to have a water feature like in their whole habitat. And I think I'm starting on like the detailing with the rocks and the foliage. But yeah, and let's get back to the topic. So yeah, uh, I think there isn't gonna be a huge pack, but I think there's gonna be like little animals, and with those little animals are gonna be, I think, well, not little animals, but I think they're gonna add like few animals. Like I think they're gonna be like one a pack with 10 animals, but there's gonna be like a musk ox, a a walrus maybe, and some other fan favorites, maybe some impala or some kudu or those kind of popular antelopes. Yeah, I think that's gonna happen, and then we're gonna get a big game, but I'm not sure if we're gonna get a big animal pack and then gonna get a new game. Because if you get a big animal pack, it's gonna take a while for the developers to release a new game, because yeah, we have a lot of animals, and more animals means more time to play with them, and that means the developers are gonna release the other game later, because of course they worked harder on more animals. So I think that's gonna happen. But that's beside the point, because we're not sure what's gonna happen. So yeah. But you can see in the habitat that I added like those little dead trees with those boxes, and also like yeah, a little like those climbable those climbable platforms, because of course the raccoons. I'm not well, raccoons climb in trees in the wild, so that's why I added it. And you can see in a lot of zoos that they climb, so it was just a no-brainer to add some climbing frames. And also those little huts, because I thought, well, they need a little sleeping place, because they're nocturnal, so that's why I add. Well, they're not really nocturnal, well, they're both, because yeah, they can go out in the sun, but mostly in the night, so that's why. And yeah, so that's what I think is gonna happen with like the pack release and the new game release. But I'm really excited for Planet Zoo 2 if they're gonna add it. Of course, that's and I need to buy it again. Well, maybe my channel is biggest. Maybe my channel is big enough to get it supported then. So if you would like to maybe press the subscribe button and the like button, that really helps out, because then my channel can grow, and yeah, then my channel can grow, and I can really start to make a community, actually, because that's one of my biggest, well, not my biggest dream, but that's one of the things I want to do, because I want to have like a, not really a big following, but I want to make a community, a Planet Zoo community. So that's really nice, I think. But yeah, let's get back to the build. So you can see that I added the dead trees for like more climbing frames, and also I didn't add them like too close to the barrier. That's why I moved one, because yeah, of course, if they can climb, they can also jump over stuff. So that's why I added in the end some hot wire. I'm not really sure. I think no, I didn't record it, because well, it's just placing hot wire. It's just a hinge piece with a metal piece, and I colored the metal piece white, and then I placed it around the whole habitat. I think in the aftershocks you can see it just focus on your top right and top left, and maybe in the back you can see like a white wire. But yeah, if you see that, it's just hot wire. Don't like complicate it. And also for like if the raccoons can't escape, I also didn't add any trees, because yeah, well, I think when they add trees they can climb on it, and that's like another way to escape, so that's why I didn't add any, to make it like more realistic, of course. But yeah, I think we're not really ending the near, actually, because we have 5 minutes more. No, I think 2 minutes more or something. But you can see that I started on the detailing on the outside, like mold species, and I think also in the inside of the habitat I went like a little buffalo grass, and of course sunk it in the new ground, because yeah, I found like the size of the buffalo grass, it's nice, but I in not in any habitat you're not gonna see that long of a grass. So that's why I always sink it down, because it just looks more realistic, and I never saw or seen such long grass in a habitat. So that's why I sink it in the ground. But yeah, uh, well, those are kind of the last things, because I didn't really add anything more. Well, I did some more kind of rock placement and more foliage, but that's not really interesting to look at. Well, yes, of course you need to see what's gonna happen, but you know. But yeah, raccoons, really interesting animals. I know they're kind of raiding some places, because I think also in the USA they're kind of a big problem, because they get into trash bins, and and yeah, that's why people, I don't think, well, there has to be like some protective system for them, because well, they can get into anything. So I don't think, maybe there's kind of like cages or something, maybe some logs. I'm not sure, but yeah, they're little intelligent craftsmen, people with hands, and that's kind of that's the thing that gets them in anywhere, because those little hands, because they can pry anything open, or just pick anything actually. So yeah, you can see the last things I added was kind of, yeah, just some little, yeah, planters on the outside, and also those little, like, duckweed is the name. A duckweed is the name. Duckweed in the water, and yeah, just some little foliage. But I think that wraps it up actually. So I'm gonna wrap up the voiceover. If you would like to, I actually had a new banner. I made a new banner. So if you would like to see that, press on my channel, and while you're there, just press on the subscribe button actually, because yeah, that's just one click extra. So just press it. Just press it. Just press it. So yeah, you can. Those are kind of the last things. I hope you enjoyed. Next episode are the lynxes, the Eurasian lynxes, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye, guys. See you in the next one. Goodbye.